Link Jarrett. Well, the crowd's still making their way into the Condren Ballpark. Absolutely gorgeous tonight. And Skylar Stanford ready to go. And his first pitch, nowhere close on 96, but right on time as we get things going at 6:32 tonight. Mid-80s with a slight breeze out towards right field. Stanford ready again, and that one will catch the corner according to our home plate umpire tonight. That's Derek Malika. Jason Bradley's at first, Michael Stover at second, and Anthony Perez, the third base umpire. As Stanford gets ready again, that one fouled straight back. John Stutzer, the hitter, Florida State's left fielder. He has played in 14 of the 15 games, starting 10 of them. Does have a homer and 10 runs driven in. Guy you certainly want to keep off the base paths. And Stanford's first off-speed pitch misses.
Yeah, he's a good table setter for them, and that's why he's in that leadoff spot. Hit his first home run on the Sunday game they had.
Now the 2-2 pitch and another miss. And you can tell the adrenaline right now for Stanford is a little different.
Yeah, I mean 95, 96 right out of the chute. That's adrenaline fastballs for sure. And Sully knows that command's going to be a key here tonight.
Hard slider, harder than normal, and he has missed wide on a few. So now the 3-2, and he missed again. So a lot of balls up in the zone, and there's that adrenaline, but it leads to a leadoff walk.
Yeah, and you're doing yourself no favors because Florida State, when you get the 2, 3, and 4, their lineup, they're potent. 2
is Noah Sheffield. He's played in all 15 games, starting 14 of them. His 54 ABs more than anybody else on the team. And they will chase Stutzer back. He's 4 for 4 on steals, one behind the leader, Chase Williams, who is not in the lineup tonight. Sheffield digs in with a .352 batting average. And that one's nowhere near on a fastball, and you'd think Bowen might need to have a quick conversation with him. You see Sheffield from Tampa, 6'1", 190 pounds, and without even saying it, you could probably tell who his pops is. Judging by the way he holds that baseball bat and having that last name, as Stanford misses again, and Kevin O'Sullivan is in fact going to make his way out to the mound to try to calm his right-hander down.
Yeah, this is a series, especially recently, Jeff, not a lot of scoring in this series. So it's going to be important to get off to a good start by either of these ball clubs. And again, we're talking about, he's advertised at topping out at 95. He's at 96, 97 tonight, so he's just a little overthrowing.
And you see already some guys out on that Gator bullpen starting to stretch and get loose. An important game for both of these teams, and really, Nick, the first true test for Florida State. Yep. We've seen the Gators go down to Miami. Florida State has faced Auburn at a neutral site game, but other than that, not a lot of big names on their schedule so far.
Yeah, I believe they might have played Nebraska as well, but this is such a litmus test for both clubs, especially leading in. This is the week that Florida State plays their first conference weekend against Wake Forest. Gators against South Carolina.
Yeah, they got to go to Wake, who is the 12th ranked team in the country. All right, we'll see if Kevin O'Sullivan's chat with his freshman right-hander worked, and the pitch is in there for a strike. So whatever was said was a little bit better on that 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Sheffield was DHing a lot at the beginning part of the year. He has been forced to play in the outfield with several of the Seminoles being injured. There goes the runner, hit and run, and Sheffield fouls 95 straight back.
It's the quintessential hit and run pitch, 2-1.
There you see Link Jarrett, who has done a phenomenal job now in year 4, two-time National Coach of the Year in consecutive years. Former Seminole.
Had that great run at Notre Dame.
2-2 pitch is off the plate again. But you can see the difference in velocity, about 3 miles an hour different, as he is trying to slow things down. But another full count.
Let's see if they start him. That's a good throw over, because you just got to throw it over there just to keep him honest. If they're running 2-1, there's a good chance he's running 3-2 here.
There he goes, and he'll have to head back as Sheffield fouled back a 94-mile-an-hour fastball that time. Seminoles have played just one true away game. They are 1-0. They've played in 3 neutral site games, 1-2 in those matchups. They have yet to lose at home this year. Runner goes again, another 3-2, swing and a miss, throw down to second is not in time. Oh, they're going to call him out. So how about that, a strike him out, throw him out. Michael Snover was making a weird kind of gesture out there, I think indicating that he was off the bag.
Yeah, they run to second base right there. Right there's where he steps off, and that ends up being an easy call. The umpire's going to show that that hand means he went off the base.
Yeah.
Clearly off the base.
So Nato holds the tag, and just like that, 2 outs in the inning for Miles Bailey. And he's a little tardy on 97.
You know, you saw when Stutzer was running to second base looking into home. I don't like that on a base stealer. You got really no business. That doesn't help you looking in at home. Miles Bailey is one of those guys that is one of the more prolific power hitters in all of college baseball.
And they brush him back off the plate. Bailey, 25 career homers. 6 of those have come this year, so do the math. Sensational freshman season where he almost hit 20. And he misses that one. Good backdoor slider there. Bailey, 6'4", 257 pounds. Tallahassee native. Great high school career there at Lincoln. Gators do shift. And Sanford way ahead of the sophomore. Here's the 1-2, and it'll back him off the plate.
What's made Bailey a better hitter this year, 6 home runs is impressive if you can take in consideration he's walked 20 times. Yeah,
Yep.
You heard me, 20. Season just started, he's already walked 20, so the eye's been a lot better.
Now the 2-2, and he got him. Back door was open, and a nice job by Sanford of really settling down after Kevin O'Sullivan went to the mound. Back-to-back strikeouts to end inning number 1. Well, head plate in the top of the first inning. Now it's the Gators' turn, and this is the lineup for Kevin O'Sullivan tonight. Kyle Jones leads off, and then Brendan Lawson, who is on a tear of late. 6 homers in the last 9 games, and that'll be Surwick. And then Bowen, Strayer, Schwartz, freshman, gets the chance tonight. Stripling, Kendall, and Justin Nato will round out the order, and they will face a Tampa native from Jesuit High School, 6'3", 193-pounder, John Abraham.
And this guy's the real deal. Yeah, that's true. 6-pitch mix, but that combo, the changeup, he could run that thing up there 85 to 87. It's got kind of like a turbo change to go along that 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Now, how about that? 1 walk the entire year and 20 strikeouts. So he's the real deal. He's going to be tough.
Yeah, he's got more appearances than anybody on the team, making his first start. As you see Kevin O'Sullivan looking on. Sully has won 24 of the last 32 games against Florida State.
662 percentage all time, which is unheard of. It's the best percentage for any Gator coach in history against Florida State.
And I think that's where you look at the dominance of Sully against Miami and Florida State in his
it's crazy.
Yeah, years here now. It's completely turned around the all-time series.
Yeah, and I've been around this program, since the mid-'70s. So what he has done against Miami and Florida State is remarkable.
So Kyle Jones steps in, right on right matchup. And Abraham ready to go. And that one right through there at 94. Jones just below 400 as a sophomore from Athens. Still leads the Gators in hits. He's got 4 more than Lawson on the season. 10 multi-hit games this year for Kyle Jones. He has been really good at the top of the Gator order, and a lot of at bats too. Line drives right at guys. And there's another line drive out towards left. Stutzer, though, going back, and he's going to haul it in for out number 1. So just exactly as we were talking about, Jones continues to pepper the baseball right at opposing outfielders.
Right on the barrel. Stutzer with the leap to haul that one in. It looked like it was destined to one-hop the fence. Nice play.
And you can see Stutzer with the sunglasses on. Braden Dowd in center field is shielding his eyes on every single pitch, as is Noah Sheffield. So this is a tough time to be an outfielder looking up into that sun. This is a tough guy to face. And Brendan Lawson, the Gator shortstop.
Yeah, in left field, you're okay with the sun. It's center field and right field is going to be tough.
Lawson, a team best .418 batting average. They put the shift on as that one catches the corner at 94.
Now, where he's going to go to work, Abraham, against Gator lefties is going to be getting ahead and trying to get him to chase that changeup, which usually is out of the zone, but it looks like a strike out of the hand.
Another fastball, and it misses. Yeah, he's worked on, you mentioned all the pitches, he really worked on that kind of 12-6 breaking ball this offseason, just like Liam Peterson did.
Yeah, he throws that around 84.
Just adding to the arsenal. And that fastball misses again, ball 3. So they're sticking with the hard stuff away on Lawson.
Let's see if he mixes it up here. He's behind in the count. Let's see if he can get Lawson to chase something.
Did go with a changeup, and Lawson took it below the zone. So a one-out walk gives the Gators their first base runner.
And there it is. I mean, changeups are usually not 88. His is.
So now Ethan Surowick, the Gator first baseman today. This Gator offense needs Surowick to get going again. The average down to 311. As he swings to the first pitch, that's out to Bavaro. Over to Putnam for 1, but throw not in time. And Lawson and Surowick will trade spots now, 2 outs in the inning.
It's not an error. You can't presuppose a double play, so that bounce throw doesn't count. This goes down as a fielder's choice, 5-4.
So now Carson Bowen back behind the plate after playing first base on Sunday. And a good breaking ball in there for strike 1. So he started off the last 2 right-handed hitters with that off-speed pitch.
Yeah, that was the curveball right there. And again, we talked about he's got 6 pitches in his arsenal.
And there it is again, and he's quickly ahead of the Gator catcher. No balls and 2 strikes. Bowen, a modest 3-game hitting streak, has reached base in 6 in a row. Coming off a Sunday game where he hit his first Gator home run. Tried to make him chase.
Yeah, that was 95. That's about as high as he'll get. Let's see, he tries to bury a breaking ball here.
Big hole to the right side for Bowen. And that's exactly what he did. Surowick trying to run. That throws into center field. So the Gators are going to get a runner into scoring position on the wild pitch.
Great read by Surowick. As soon as he saw the ball in the dirt, off he goes. No hesitation. Sees it bounce, off he goes. And the clutch by Carnes.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Carson Bowen. And another breaking ball that he spits on to bring the count full.
Abraham has only given up 1 run on the year. That was opening day against James Madison.
From Harrisonburg. Up there in the valley. Here's now the 3-2 pitch, and that one will be wide. Fastball just off the plate. So Abraham, the guy that came in with just 1 walk on the entire year, has 2 walks here in the first inning.
Yeah, and getting his pitch count up is a great thing for the Gator hitters to do. Now, with their first ACC weekend coming up, I'm not expecting Abraham to go more than 3 innings tops, because they're going to need him in a conference weekend.
Gators need this guy to start getting it going again. Cash Strayer, who is in the biggest slump of his young Gator career. And he'll take an off-speed pitch in there for strike 1.
I was talking to Link Jarrett before the game, and he was telling me how Abraham was a guy that they wanted to make a starter. So this is a big opportunity for him here.
Strayer misses the changeup.
That's his best pitch. Now, he's going to come right back with it. There's no doubt about it. So as a hitter, you've got to say, okay, I look bad there. He's going to come back with it, and you got to be ready. And if it's really off the plate, you just got to let it go.
Well, he went fastball, and Strayer just stood there and watched it. So that will do it for the Gators. 3 pitches, sends down Cash Strayer and a couple stranded in the first. We head to the second, no score. All-time meeting, and you can see how close it is over all those years. Seminoles with a 6-game lead. There has been 1 tie back in the day. Gators won the last meeting, and Florida has won 7 of the last 8 series. You see what Kevin O'Sullivan has done. Nick mentioned that at the onset of the broadcast. Pretty incredible, and what he's been able to do to the Seminoles.
Yeah, it's been amazing, the dominance he's had. And remember, when he came in, Mike Martin, the legendary Hall of Fame coach, was the FSU head coach, and that was something that it took him a while to, get the better of 11, and finally he did.
Here's Kevin Paulino Jr. out of North Carolina, just a freshman, but one of the most highly touted recruits in the country that made their way to college. That one will miss wide. Yeah, and that was always fun to see those matchups between those two. And when Mike Martin Sr. was retiring, the Gators gave him a great gift. The last time they played, a nice little golf bag and some other goodies. They both respected each other a ton. This ball's hit a ton in the air, but not all that deep, as Jacob Kendall will drift in a few steps and make the catch for the first out of the inning.
Well, Mike Martin loved his golf, right? So I did the regional in '88 in Tallahassee. That's one that the Gators won, first trip to the College World Series. But Florida State was there, and before the first game, Mike Martin set up a little green in the outfield, center field, and he had all the coaches hitting pitching wedges from home plate. They had a contest.
Nice.
Of course, Mike won. Joe Arnold thinks he won, but that's still up for debate.
Here's Braden Dowd. That one will miss high. Dowd making his 11th start, hitting just over 300. Sanford misses again. He ended up throwing just 18 pitches in the first inning. Kevin O'Sullivan, after a leadoff walk and 2 wide ones to the 2-hole hitter, came out and had a chat, and he was really good since then, but not so good here as he falls behind the lefty. 3 balls and no strikes. Dow does have 3 homers on the year. Well, he won't get a chance to see if he can do it because it's a 4-pitch walk, the second already for Sanford. And you can see the action already in the Gator bullpen. Luke McNeely on the left, Caden McDonald on the right. Hunter Carnes now hits. Guy that's tough to strike out. And Sanford's going to miss high again. Carnes out of Jacksonville, First Coast High School. Now in his sophomore season. And Sanford's going to miss again, so that is 6 straight wide ones. And it's time for Bowen and the rest of the Gator infield to come out and have a chat.
Yeah, just got to reset here because obviously his release point is off. And Link Jarrett's got a decision to make here. You know, do you wait him out till he throws a strike after throwing 6 wide ones, or do you have him ambushing a fastball if he decides to throw it right down the middle?
Derek Malika tried to go break up the conversation, but Gators did it before he got there. Carnes was a stud at First Coast High School. He was ranked number 12 in perfect games recruiting class his senior year and the highest ranked catcher in that class. Nice first season at Florida State. And now year 2 as that one is right through there. So maybe every about 7 or 8 pitches, somebody needs to go talk to Sanford because it works. And that gets him back in the count. They also beat pitch 30 already.
Let's see if they start Dowd over at first base on the 3-1 count. Link Jarrett's club has stolen 17 out of 21 this year. Wouldn't be a bad time.
Not going, and this ball is going out to right field. Strayer's going to get over as quickly as he can. Now in foul territory, he's going to run out of room. It looked like he thought he had it the entire way, but didn't recognize the wall, and that just barely gets onto the berm.
Well, in defense of Strayer, that wind is taking it that way. So off the bat, it never looked like it was going to be out of play. So he thought he was going to catch it somewhere on the field of play, whether it be in fair or foul territory.
That fence jutting out to give the people on the berm a better view. Now the 3-2, and we'll do it again. Velo's still there for Stanford. 96 on that fastball.
I think he may start him on this pitch.
Not going, but now he will just jog to second on back-to-back walks. So neither pitcher the greatest control here in the early part of the game. We have yet to see a hit, yet we have now seen 5 base runners. And Kevin O'Sullivan out to the mound again. And he's going to make a move. So Kevin O'Sullivan had the option of a couple of righties out there. We'll see which one he picked. As Skylar Stanford in his first start gets 4 outs here at the Condren Ballpark. And it'll be Luke McNeely coming out of that Gator bullpen. So we'll take a break, come back, give you the righties' numbers when we come back. And it goes to Florida's side, where Luke McNeely, the junior righty, will make his 5th appearance.
Yeah, we've seen him start a couple of midweek games, and Luke's one of those guys. He's very versatile. He can start middle, be a back end guy, but his pitch of choice, especially when he gets ahead, is that plus slider that he throws to go along that 95-mile-an-hour fastball and the changeup. And you know, he's looking better every time out, and a guy that's going to be counted on heavily by Kevin O'Sullivan this season.
There you see Stanford's numbers. Got just 4 outs, walked 3, struck out 2. And he threw 32 total pitches, but just 14 of them strikes. And responsible for those two guys right there. The runner at second, Braden Dowd. The runner at first, Hunter Carnes. As one of the biggest second basemen you'll ever see, strolls into the batter's box. 6'5", 220-pounder. Eli Putnam. And McNeely misses wide on the first pitch.
Yeah, he was the hero a week ago against Jacksonville with a walk-off single, but it did one hop the wall. Bases were loaded.
And McNeely misses again, so a couple of sliders nowhere near the strike zone. McNeely, no stranger to facing the Seminoles, pitched against them in all 3 games last year, and he was very effective. Fastball, and that one drilled foul.
The pitches that Putnam was facing before his walk-off win against Jacksonville, a couple of sliders he chased. And he was down a 0-2 count, and they tried to triple up on a slider, hung it, and he almost hit it out of the yard in center field.
He's only got 1 homer so far this year. As this one out to the right again, Strayer's going to give it a look, but just about the same spot. It falls foul onto the berm to even things up at 2-2. And see the dude that wore the same outfit as Nick tonight, the Bradley Beal tank top.
No, I lent that to him.
Yeah, I know. I'm impressed that you can still sport something like that. But you do live close to the beach, so.
The beach is this way. Slider away would get him here.
2-2 pitch. It was, but it's all the way to the backstop. He overthrew it, and that's going to put 2 guys into scoring position with only 1 out here in the inning.
Yeah, overthrew it. It was set up for that slider at the knees away. Started off outer third, let him chase after it. Let's see if he comes back with it here.
First base now open. So you don't really want to give into a power hitter, and they don't. Missed with it, and 3 walks have loaded the bases here in the inning. McNeely, through 2 innings against High Point, only gave up a hit, struck out 3, looked really, really good, but it took Carson Bowen going out to the mound to have a quick conversation as you see the 3 garnet jerseys out on base. There's another foul ball. Will Bavaro, the hitter, the freshman from Lake Worth.
Yeah, he was not starting, and then when Gabe Frazier got hurt, they put him in. They're just riding the hot hand with him right now.
Nearly a good fastball there at the corner, and he's quickly ahead. Park Vista Community is where Bavaro went to high school. And big at bat here in his first in this meeting. Good stop there by Bowen as McNeely trusted his catcher, and Bowen did exactly what he was supposed to do.
And Bavaro got 5 hits over the weekend.
Here's the 1-2 slider, and he got him. Finally a good McNeely slider to his standards, and that is a huge strikeout to keep the bases loaded now with 2 outs.
There's that plus slider. It looks like a fastball. Looks like it's going to catch outer third, and when you swing at it, where'd it go?
So now the 9-hole hitter, Cal Fisher, Seminole shortstop. He's one of just 2 guys to have started every game this year. And he's hacking first pitch, fouls it off. Miles Bailey, the other. So that just shows you how many different lineups have been used, and of course all the injuries in the early going.
And not only that, they lost 12 players to the draft last year.
Yep.
Which is impressive.
McNeely's 0-1 by him at 96.
Look at that late life at the end, exploding in under the hands. You might want to come right back with that or raise it up even higher. Or slider outer third away, one or the other.
Plenty to work with. As the righty is ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. And gave him a fastball.
Yeah, that
caught a lot of the plate.
That pitch was supposed to be a little bit higher.
Yep.
It wasn't elevated like it should have been. But now after throwing him 2 in that spot, he does have him set up for that great slider that he throws. But it can't be near the plate. It's got to be a chase slider.
Crowd getting into it here in the early going of this one. The 0-2 pitch fouled off that slider.
Yeah, too much of the plate right there. You still got the option of coming back up and in.
Fisher has been a stud this year with the bases loaded. He's hitting .857 in this spot. So he's the guy the Seminoles want in there. 0-2 again is out into right center field. He did it again. 1 run scores. Here comes another. They're going to hold the runner at third, so the 9-hole hitter comes through as Fisher hits an 0-2 mistake up in the zone. And just like that, the Seminoles lead it 2-0.
Yeah, all about location. And this is going to work its way back in. He sees it deep and goes with it. Nice job of hitting here. Look where the hips go, right where that ball is shot to right center field. Makes him pay on that location.
Yeah, really nice at bat after falling behind in a hurry. Fouled back 97 and then a good slider. And it's right back to the top of the order for the Seminoles and John Stutzer. He walked to start the game. And another good stop by Bowen. So the 3 walks come back to hurt Gator pitching. The first 2 of them have scored. There's a much better slider. And that'll even up the count at a ball and a strike. Stutzer, a .359 hitter with a homer. And a good slider again as Fisher faked like he was going to go at first, but then put on the brakes.
Let's see if they put a play on here. 1-2. Teams like to do that.
They don't, and that slider will miss.
By keeping that runner at first base, it does leave that big hole in the right side wide open.
Couple of sliders, and now a fastball will sit him down. So McNeely gets a couple of strikeouts, but also gives up a big hit as Cal Fisher took a fastball on the outer part of the plate and went right with it to give the Seminoles an early 2-0 lead here in Gainesville. Stripling and Kendall, 6, 7, and 8 in the order. Alongside Nick Belmonte, Jeff Cardozo here with you. Jeremy Otter, our producer, Scott Snyder, our director, and a tremendous crew of camera crew. Eddie, Lydia, Jack, Ron, Adam, Quez. It's like we brought out the A-team for Florida State. John Abraham back to work, and that one right down the heart of the plate. To the freshman Colton Schwartz, whose brother knows a few things about this rivalry. Now Colton will get that opportunity.
Yeah, brother JJ, great Gator hitter.
Colton getting the opportunity to be out there at third today as Kevin O'Sullivan still tries to figure out that spot. Kate Curlin's been out at second base, so Schwartz has played second. They've had Sam Miller at third. Colt Myers out there as well, as that one will miss off the plate.
Both teams have used multiple lineups up until this point of the season. I'm talking to Link Jarrett. A lot of this is the attrition that he had from last year's club.
Myers ducks under that breaking ball. There you see
Yeah, he was talking about, look, they lost 12 guys to pro ball, and Sully, right from the get-go, said, hey, we got depth, so we're going to let a lot of these guys battle it out early in the year.
Another breaking ball that missed. Abraham's also walked a couple, but didn't come back to hurt him.
Yeah, a guy that came into the game at 1 walk on the season walks 2.
A lot of deep counts for him. And this one will go even further. Abraham ended up throwing just 18 pitches in that first inning, but only 9 were strikes.
And they've got guys up and throwing in their bullpen, so this may be his last inning.
And Swartz is going to get a leadoff walk. So it worked for Florida State in the top half of the inning. We'll see if the Gators can use it to their advantage. And now maybe the hottest Gator coming to the plate. Landon Stripling, the designated hitter today. Had a nice weekend when he got the opportunity against High Point. And that one's off the plate.
Yeah, Stripling's been really good when playing this year. Got his opportunity. Hey, you go with the hot hand, right?
Got to. Gators put 3 lefties here at the bottom part of the order, and that one almost to the backstop. So Abraham all of a sudden can't find it.
Yeah, this is uncharacteristic.
Abraham from Jesuit High School. A lot of great players out of that spot over the years.
I got one for you.
Okay.
Mark Valdez.
Yeah.
Gator great.
Very good one.
Big leaguer.
About a, say an 8-iron for you away from Raymond James Stadium where Jesuit is?
No, I'm near Sickles.
No, I'm talking about just to be there. Here's a 4-6-3 double play, and that's a nice job by Abraham to induce the ground ball, especially ahead in the count, through a nice breaking ball, and Stripling just hit it right to Eli Putnam.
Yeah, that's what Abraham's been able to do, and that's why he's one of their best pitchers. Got in trouble, got out of it. That's what he did in the first inning. He got in trouble and wriggled through. Now it's up to the Gators with 2 out, nobody on, to start it back up again, because this is a shutdown opportunity here for Abraham.
8th double play the Gators have grounded into this year. And here's Jacob Kendall. And that went in there for strike 1.
It's a big opportunity here for Kendall. Started the season off, hit a couple of home runs early, scuffle, but now getting another opportunity with Blake Sear out. And talking to Kevin O'Sullivan, just kind of precautions. Sear probably could have played tonight, but with SEC starting this weekend, they figured to give him one last day off. You'll see Sear in left field this weekend on Friday night.
That one in there for a strike. A lot of off-speed pitches to Kendall, whose average is below 200 now at 194. He's already hit a homer against the Hurricanes this year. We'll see if he can do something against the Seminoles as he spits on that breaking ball, and that'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Abraham pitched in 22 games last year. He only made 1 start. So again, this situation tonight where he's not used to being in. He's been one of their best arms out of the bullpen. And he'll miss again with a changeup. So another full count.
Yeah, that's at 86 to 87 mile an hour changeup. Usually changeups aren't that hard, but his gets nice run.
So now the wind and 3-2 pitch, and it's called strike 3. High and tight, but Derek Malika liked it. And Abraham will end the second inning like he did the first inning with a strikeout. We head to the third as conference play starts for many across the country. And here's some of those SEC storylines for you. Texas remains undefeated, one of just 2 teams in Division I to be that way. And then some upsets They continue across college baseball. LSU drops a series to Sacramento State. Of course, the Gators dropped a series to High Point over the weekend. Stetson, how about Steve Trimper and company, went to Arkansas, took 2 of 4. And then Mississippi State, they did not lose. They actually routed Lipscomb. Largest program win in a while.
Did you ever play with anybody from Lipscomb?
I don't think so.
I did. A guy named Jamie Hamilton in summer ball in Grand Junction when I played with Molitor, Paul Molitor. He was a really good center fielder.
Here's one right to short. Lawson gets it and fires a dart over to Surowick. And very quickly, Noah Sheffield is retired for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, we're going to see Steve Trimper in here a week from tonight, St. Patrick's Day.
Better wear green. I'm going to pinch you. Underwear doesn't count.
I'll have green on.
Okay.
No, Stetson, very impressive, winning 2 in Fayetteville.
When it had been more than 30 series as Miles Bailey steps in since Arkansas had lost or tied.
Wow.
A series.
And what made it impressive for Stetson is they lost the first 2 on the road and came back.
Yep. Miles Bailey, the hitter, struck out looking his first time up. Big strikeout for Stanford to the big fella. And always big swings out of the lefty.
Yeah, back foot slider maybe comes right back with it, or a pitch well up and away. He's draft eligible sophomore, is Bailey.
Hits that one hard, but right to Surowick. Goes down on a knee, stands up, and easily wins the foot race to the bag. So a couple of quick outs for Luke McNeely here in the third.
Yeah, and that's what the Gators need. I don't know if they're going to bring Abraham out again or not, but a quick inning is the order right here.
So now the cleanup man, Kelvin Paulino.
Taking his time, which is what you're supposed to do after 2 quick outs.
Well, his first ball he hit took its time to come down. A towering shot out to left field his first time up. Freshman still looking for his first homer, but he's batting cleanup for the Seminoles as he quickly gets up in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Paulino from North Carolina, but we went to the IMG Academy down there in Bradenton, as that one misses for ball 3.
Yeah, you can see kind of a slight body, but they are so high on him. Link Jarrett raves about his potential.
He was ranked nationally as the 3rd best third baseman in the country coming out of high school last year.
A position that's very hard to play.
McNeely gets him a strike. And now another. So Paulino has a chance to be in line with another great Seminole third baseman that we saw a couple of years ago, now playing for the Astros.
Yeah, Cam Smith.
And Cam Smith was the same as Miles Bailey, ended up being a draft eligible sophomore, had that great sophomore year, and already in the big leagues. I think, and they say Miles Bailey is further along than Cam Smith was.
Well, he's made a big jump, Miles, this year.
3-2 pitch out towards second. No problem for Nadeau. And a nice 1-2-3 inning for the Gator righty Luke McNeely as he sets down the Seminoles in order. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Florida State still up 2-0. Innings for John Abraham. And many songs of John Abraham. You ever sing that song when you were little?
No, not that way.
Well, here's the new arm. Lefty for Florida State. It is the 6th appearance for Kevin Meebill.
Yeah, the much traveled Kevin Meebill. First one to FAU, then Barry University, now in Tallahassee at FSU. Fastball 90-93. It's a sneaky fastball. Slider 77-79, and also mixes in a changeup. So big inning for him. Try to keep the Gators at bay.
Well, Abraham just heading home. He's got the backpack on, says, I'm good. Bye-bye. Oh, maybe forgot something. 2 innings scoreless for the righty. 3 walks, a couple of strikeouts. He threw 35 pitches, 17 of them were strikes.
You know, he said in that bio that he's a master unicyclist, so maybe that's where he's heading.
Yeah, just go grab it and ride it back to Tally. Probably get there before the Seminoles do. But I'm sure he wants to see if his team can pull off the W for him as Justin Nato steps in. Senior second baseman making just his second start of the year. And the first 2 pitches from Meebill down and off the plate. Nadeau hit his first homer the other day against High Point. He smacks that one foul. You can see the amount of people out there on the berm. Not a lot of grass to be seen as this place is really filled up. Tough to get a foul ball tonight. That one chopped right to third. No problem for Bavaro. And he'll fire across in time for out number 1. So back to the top of the order as Kyle Jones will get his second crack at it. Jones took the left fielder Stutzer to the warning track. First time up. Stutzer made a really nice catch with his sunglasses on, looking up into the sun as he takes a fast strike there. That sun no longer an issue as we are reaching 7:30 here in Gainesville. Meebill from West Palm Beach. Forest Hill Community as that one floats up and off the plate.
Yeah, former Gator catcher Dave Ademi, ex-teammate of mine, Forest Hills High, down there in West Palm.
Jones, another line drive, and that one's going to finally fall. He's hit a ton of those that have been too much out towards the outfield, and the Gators are going to get their first hit, a 1-out base runner here in the 3rd.
He just hits everything hard, doesn't he?
Yep.
He's another guy's draft eligible.
His team leading 28th hit now for the Gators. 5 more than this guy, Brendan Lawson, who walked his first time.
Who is not draft eligible, which is actually good news for Gator fans.
That is correct.
Because he will go high.
And he'll take that breaking ball off the plate. Lawson has now reached base in all 18 games for the Gators this year. He and Surowick, the only 2 to keep that streak going, although Surowick has not reached tonight. There goes Jones, pitches off the plate, and he will easily swipe second base. So the Gators get a 1-out runner into scoring position as Jones gets his 4th steal of the year.
Yeah, just goes ahead on first move, and a double clutch by Carnes. He's going to make it easy when Carnes did that. Sully just trying to get something going here.
It does leave first base open, so they can be more careful now with Lawson. And they're quickly in a 3-0 hole. All 3 breaking balls to the Gator shortstop, who's got 8 home runs on the year. There's another one, but that one will catch the corner. Lawson hit 10 homers all of last year, so just 2 away before starting SEC play. That one is going to miss in. So Florida State goes with a fastball. And a couple of Gators on here now trying to at least get one back or tie this thing up.
Link Jarrett talking to his bullpen. See Chris Neer warming up. And Kevin O'Sullivan, a little bit of a decision to make here with speed on the bases. You got the left-handed pitcher up. Do you start Jones with less than 2 outs?
Surowick swung at the first pitch he saw from Abraham and grounded out, so he takes this one. Fastball that catches the corner at 91. Surowick struggling recently at the plate as he lets that changeup go by. Just 3 hits in his last 18 ABs. That average down to 306 now.
Yeah, and a guy they're going to count on for the power that he supplies.
Got a fastball there and tried to inside out it, but fouled it straight back.
Serwick didn't play much at Ole Miss. He goes and plays in Duluth for the Huskies of Duluth in the North Woods League. Becomes the MVP of that league.
Yeah, more than 20 homers in summer ball. Here's the 1-2, and it misses at 93.
Serwick played in Wade Stadium in Duluth, where the fog sometimes in the middle of the game rolls in and you can't even see home plate from center field.
Wow. Makes it hard to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a 2-2, and we'll do it again.
But if you do hit it, the center fielder can't catch, or any outfielder can't catch it because they don't see the ball off the bat. Beautiful country up there, the Duluth, Minnesota. Right there on Lake Superior.
Serwick keep battling. There's been a lot of famous fall games over the years. Of course, there was the Florida LSU football game. Bears Eagles. There's a game Florida LSU in the SEC tournament baseball wise, as that one almost hit Serwick to bring the count full.
All right, Sully, what are you doing here? You got 3-2. Do you start your runners?
Serwick has struck out more than any other Gator this year. Not going, and Serwick lines that out into left field. Jones will round third, head for home. He's a brown-eyed, handsome man, and Serwick gets the big RBI to get the Gators within one here in the third inning.
And that's what the Gators needed. That's what Serwick needed. Big hit, 3-2 pitch, a little cutter, brings his hands in and barrels it up. Watch this at the last second, how he brings up his hands closer to his body so he could barrel up that cutter coming into him, lefty to the right-handed hitter.
So we'll see if that does, in fact, get Serwick going. The Gators certainly need him middle part of this order, as Hunter Carnes is now going to go talk to Kevin Meebill.
Yeah, that came from Link Jarrett in the dugout. Just kills some time to get the bullpen going.
Meebill was at Barry University last year. He appeared in 22 games. He was good. Earned run average of 1.98.
Yeah, the Buccaneers, a D2 program at Miami Shores.
Now trip to the mound. And it looks like Florida State's going to make a move. So righty will in fact come out of the bullpen. Must be a stud because he's wearing number 41. We'll tell you all about him when we come back. Gators threatening. Already got one, trying to get more here in the third inning. Your right-hander out of Jensen Beach, Chris Kinnear.
Yeah, fifth appearance, really good numbers on him. Now, his fastball is considered what we call sneaky fast. So it gets on you. The slider is somewhere in the mid-80s. The fastball is around 91 to 93 miles an hour. It has a splitter and a change. And the split would be the pitch to entice a ground ball here to get him out of this inning.
It's almost like we're twins, me and Chris. We both share the same birthday. Both wore the same number, 41. Mm-hmm. And he is from Jensen Beach, which is basically the town that I grew up in. So we'll see how the righty does as he faces Carson Bowen. Gators have a couple of runners on here. Jones has already scored. Lawson at second, Serwick at first. And a first pitch breaking ball to Bowen floats in there for strike one. Gator catcher walked his first time. 283 average. Bowen was really struggling before hitting the homer on Sunday. And he goes the other way with that one. We'll see if they send Lawson. Taylor Black's going to put the brakes on a really nice throw from Noah Sheffield. So that's going to load the bases. You know, Nick, that's something about Sheffield's dad, Gary. that really got lost. A lot of people thought about his back, but he had a great outfield arm, and this was certainly a really good one.
Yeah, it's a good thing that he wasn't sent, because this throw really has something on it. Over the top, nice arm angle. It's a good crow hop, which also gets velo on that throw.
So the base is loaded for Cash Strayer. And he's first pitch hacking. That one's out in the gap in left center field. Lawson will come in to tie the game. Serwick rounding third, heading for home. He's a brown-eyed, handsome man. And Cash Strayer, who was just 1 for his last 20, comes through with a big 2 RBI single to give the Gators a lead.
2 hard-hit balls in a row, and nice job by Strayer staying on this pitch. His outer third away, doesn't try to pull it, stays within himself, and rides it out to center field, knocks in 2. Huge at bat, especially for his psyche, as you mentioned.
So the Gators have 4 singles and a walk here in the inning after Nato chopped out to start the inning. Here's Colton Schwartz from a little bit south of Jensen Beach. He's from West Palm, and he misses that breaking ball to even up the count at a ball and a strike. Schwartz walked his first time up. As he takes that fastball in. Schwartz getting another start tonight. This is his 8th of the year. And he'll take that breaking ball. 5 of the previous 7, Schwartz has gotten a hit. High school shortstop, but he hasn't played short this year. Played second and then third tonight. 2-2 is going to get him. Breaking ball in the bottom part of the zone. Schwartz didn't realize that that was strike 3, and he will head back to the dugout. Second out of the inning.
Your pitch looked a little low, but Carnes did a nice job bringing it up and getting the call from Malika.
And I'm not sure if Malika even said anything because Schwartz didn't react. There's another breaking ball for a strike at the bottom part of the zone. For Landon Stripling, the Gator DH tonight. Stripling grounded into a 4-6-3 double play his first time. That one's off the plate.
Was a hitter, when you're getting calls that go against you, as long as they're consistent, if he's giving you a low strike, at least you know it as a hitter. You can make the adjustment.
He'll lay off that changeup. Stripling 5 for his last 11. As Putnam, the second baseman, plays about 5 steps into the outfield grass for the 2-1 pitch, and it backs him off the plate for ball 3. Another lefty, Jacob Kendall, on deck. Gators put 3 lefties at the bottom of the order tonight. As Stripling gets ready, and he'll take that one below the zone. So the second walk of the inning will load the bases, and Florida is now batted around as Jacob Kendall will be the 9th Gator to come to the plate.
Off-speed pitch on that one as well. Well, we know Kendall's got home run power. Boy, would this be a time to get into one.
Hits that one hard, but well foul. Kendall has a couple of homers this year. Struck out in his first at bat looking. All 3 Gators that have struck out tonight have been looking. Kendall has not fared well in this spot early in his collegiate career. He has had 3 at bats so far with the bases loaded and has not gotten a hit in any of them.
Wind's blowing out to right. Look for something in he could pull.
He's quickly in an 0-2 hole as That changeup gets in there for strike 2.
So now you got to make the adjustment as a hitter. You got to start looking away. Foul off anything inside.
He hits one back up the gut, and that's going to find right center field. An 0-2 mistake. Bowen scores, Strayer scores, and a huge 2-out knock for the freshman as the Gators have batted around and put 5 on the scoreboard here in the inning.
Great job. Goes down in the count, gets off speed, outer third, hits it right up the middle. Stays on that pitch. And I tell you, Tommy Slater, when he looks at the Gator hitting coach, he looked at some of his video, he's going to be pretty happy.
So Strayer ended a 1-for-20 slump. Kendall was in a 3-for-19 slump. Nothing like those guys coming out of something at the right time of the year.
Yeah, Kate O'Leary's up, and let me tell you, I don't think they expected the onslaught when they brought in Kinnear like it has happened, because they have hit him hard.
And all this started with 1 out. The guy coming to the plate, Justin Nadeau, grounded out to start the inning. Since a Jones single, a Lawson walk, a Surowitz single that drove in a run, Bowen singled, Strayer drove in a couple with a single, Schwartz struck out, and then Stripling walked, and Jacob Kendall drove in a couple with a single. So Chris Kinnear will have a chat. And that one really an 0-2 mistake, Nick. Caught way too much of the plate. You're in the situation you want to be.
Yeah. Yeah, and he got ahead of the freshman, but great job by Jacob Kendall staying on it.
So another new arm. This will be the 3rd different arm for the Seminoles this inning. As right-hander Kate O'Leary, 6'4" righty Kate O'Leary comes in for the 6th time this year.
Yeah, fastball could touch 89, 90, slider somewhere around 82. Also throws a sinker. And his arm angle's going to be a little bit different. He does a little over-the-top curveball to go with it, and also features a cutter.
Went to Mississippi State out of college, or out of high school. And he will inherit Stripling there at 3rd. And then across the diamond, Jacob Kendall just delivered a big 2-out, 2 RBI single to give the Gators a 3-run lead.
Yeah, the bugaboo in O'Leary's game is the base on balls. He's got 8 in 8 innings.
Only pitched in 2 games last year at Mississippi State. So decided we're a different opportunity. Here's Nadeau in the 9 hole. And he's first pitch hacking. O'Leary used to a lot of success, though. Won 3 state championships in high school at Farragut High. Sophomore, junior, and senior seasons. That one gets away, and it's going to allow Kendall to move up into scoring position on the wild pitch. Well, the Gators have a chance to get a couple of more here. Nadeau's got just 1 hit on the entire year, albeit in just 5 at-bats. But it was a home run on Sunday. Guy that started more than 50 games a year ago for the Gators. And he takes that one down in the dirt. Good stop by Carnes.
Yeah, control has been the issue for O'Leary. I think you got to be sitting fastball here.
With runners on base, guys are hitting .750 against O'Leary in the early part of the season. There's a fastball, and it's chopped foul. So that'll even things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Bullpen quiet right now for FSU. Of course, they've had 3 pitchers in this inning.
And they'll try to finish the inning right here. But O'Leary will miss to bring the count full. Top of the order, lurking with Kyle Jones. Good take there by Nato, who gets ready for the payoff pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and another walk.
And that was interesting, too. You have a base open, yes. But you got Kyle Jones coming up with the bases loaded now.
It's also the 9-hole hitter that's had 5 at-bats. Or you can choose to face the guy that's got more hits than anyone in the lineup.
And hitting it hard. In fact, he's done that twice tonight, right on the button.
Average an even 400 for Jones. As he goes the other way, a little blooper. Bailey trying to go back and get it. And he'll make the basket catch in foul territory to retire the side. But a big inning for the Florida Gators as they finally put the hitting shoes on and get to work.
Well, it was an onslaught. The party started with Sarowick. It just kept going when it finishes with a 5-run inning, and that's after the Gators were trailing by 2. We played 3. Gators on top, 5-2 against Florida State.
What is a great crowd here at the Condren Ballpark tonight. First of 3 meetings between Florida and Florida State. They've done it 265 times over the years. Gators lead at 5-2. He'll also play in Tallahassee and Jacksonville over the next month. Luke McNeely back to work, and he delivers strike 1 to Braden Dowd.
How'd your teams do when you played FSU when you were at Florida?
Pretty even.
Okay. I know.
This one out to center. Jones can't see it. Now he finds it and will haul it in.
Boy, that's a big out too, because you got the lead now. Shutdown inning, getting that leadoff guy out. Now, I was on the team, and I don't know if this ever happened before, but we swept FSU in a doubleheader in Tallahassee. I don't know if that's been done other than that one time.
I will tell you, pitching there, it was one of the harder things to do just because of that rivalry and just the way the fans were. And
yeah, they knew all about you. I played left field, and back then the fence, it was almost like I don't want to say a chicken wire fence, but you could hear everything they were saying. They did their homework. They knew who you were dating in high school. They knew everything. I mean,
and at the time, Florida was in the first base dugout. So the bullpen was right behind the stands in right field. And, they were giving it to you, looking over the bleachers, yelling and screaming. I will tell you, though, seeing J.D. Drew in college, probably the best college player I've ever seen. Just from what he did and the way he hit the ball. Just from those times.
They talk about J.D. Drew, one of the best base runners I've ever seen.
2-2 to Carnes, and he'll spoil it.
And I'm not saying he's a great base stealer. I'm just saying a great base runner. He knew how to go from first to third, second to home. He was fun to watch.
Yeah, just made it look easy. Now the 2-2 pitch, and McNeely got him some high ched at 97 miles an hour. McNeely gets his 3rd strikeout.
Here it is. Try to get it up the ladder. Can't do it.
So McNeely, after giving up the hit to the 9-hole hitter back in the 2nd inning, has retired 6 in a row. He'll try to make Eli Putnam his 7th. As he throws him strike 1. Putnam walked his first time up. One of 3 consecutive walks in that 2nd inning for the Gators, and now McNeely feeling it. Good slider.
And I would come right back to that pitch right there. Same pitch, maybe even outside a little bit more.
He went to it, and Putnam laid off of it. Putnam was the first guy he faced.
Why not go right back to it?
So now the 1-2 pitch off the plate again.
Yeah, he was trying to get him to chase, but right out of the hand, it looked like a ball, so that's why Putnam just let it go the last two.
So now the 2-2, and that went out to third, but they're going to call it fair. Right off of Schwartz's glove. He was in foul territory when he touched it, but immediately Anthony Perez there at third. Yeah, a tougher angle for us, but to me that ball looked foul.
Yeah, it sure did.
I mean, it hit past the bag, foul.
Yeah, it looked like it was foul.
I mean, there's no argument from the Gators, and the Gator dugout where Kevin O'Sullivan and the coaching staff sits pretty much right down that line. So it'll be a 2-out double, and now Will Bavaro is going to line one right back up the middle, and just like that, the Seminoles are going to get one back. A couple of 2-out knocks here in the fourth inning, make it a 5-3 Gator lead.
Oh, you got to credit Putnam. He did a great job getting that 2-strike hit down the line, and then Bavaro, who they've been riding the hot hand on, coming through here on this fastball, the two-seamer that comes back in, crosses the plate, and Bavaro equal to the task right up the middle. And that's a great job with 2 outs, getting that run after the Gators played at 5 in the bottom of the third.
So 2 quick outs and then 2 quick hits. And now Cal Fisher had the big hit off of McNeely. He'll take a breaking ball for strike 1. Fisher fell behind 0-2. And then line one into right center field. Kendall's hit was on an 0-2 pitch. A lot of 0-2 mistakes by pitchers here tonight. Here's a back pick, and Surowick didn't know how to react. Turned the wrong way.
The throw gets there quicker, but did get turned around.
Yeah, Surowick was way in front of the bag. 1-1 pitch in there for strike 2. So Bavaro about 2 steps from the bag, not a big lead. And McNeely's 1-2 pitch is going to miss to even up the count. Seminoles 3 for 6 tonight with 2 outs. Here's a chopper to Schwartz. He waits on it, clutches, and still fires across in time. And it looks like the first base coach is asking for an appeal here. They think that Surowick pulled his foot off the bag. Throw was up the line just slightly.
Yeah, this would be a big play here in this ball game.
Yeah, you're going to get back to the top of the order, so let's see what they find out on the replay.
I don't know if I see any space in there. Looks like the foot's on. The throw clearly beat him. That's not the question.
Yeah, it's just whether or not the foot.
I don't see any space in between, so I don't see them overturning this.
Really tough to tell from that angle. It was there. You see the foot off.
All right, so that's after he caught it. So once he caught it, he leaned his body forward. And the question is going to be, did he do it before or after he took his foot off? Did he take his foot off prematurely? That's what they're going to be breaking down.
So Derek Malika, the home plate umpire, and Jason Bradley, the man involved in the call, will now give his opinion and Florida State will lose the challenge. So that will finish off the inning. Seminoles get a couple of 2-out hits to get one back, and we'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Florida. Well, this weekend starts the 10-week grind of SEC baseball, and many ranked matchups across the slate. Mississippi State, Arkansas, a couple of top 5 matchups. Undefeated Texas takes on Ole Miss. A&M, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Georgia, Auburn, Missouri, and then South Carolina will stroll into town to take on the Gators.
You know, that Vandy team, they're not ranked. They've had a lot of injuries. Once they get healthy, they're going to be a force, one would think, again.
Gators up 5-3 here, and the righty, Cade O'Leary, gets back to work to face Lawson, Surwick, and Bowen, 2, 3, and 4 in the Gator order. They've been scared of Lawson tonight. A couple of walks for the Triple Crown leader in this Gator offense. They have also put the shift on and do it again as first pitch breaking ball is in there for strike 1. And there you see the defensive alignment for Lawson. Takes that one inside.
Yeah, you see the difference in college baseball. Some of the rules you can't shift in the major leagues anymore. Major leagues can only throw over twice to first, to third. If you don't pick them off, it's a balk. But in college, you can shift and you can throw to first as much as you want.
Lawson gets jammed on an inside fastball, and that one is going to be caught. Bavaro, the third baseman, catches it in front of second base for out number 1. Gators won the game in Gainesville last year 5-4. It was the last of the 3 meetings. So this year it's the first. Florida also won in Tallahassee as Surwick steps in and takes one high and tight. Florida won that game 7-2. Really kept Florida State hitters off balance all night. But then those Seminole hitters woke up in the game in Jacksonville as Surwick misses, especially Alex Lodis, and one of the more incredible games I've ever witnessed.
What a night he had.
Lodis going into the 9th inning as Surwick takes a strike, had already singled, doubled, and tripled in the game. And then the Seminoles get the bases loaded in the 9th, and it was a walk-off grand slam as Surwick swings and misses at a breaking ball.
And that's, I was one of the first things I said to like Jared, I go, how's life after Alex Lodis? And he said, yeah.
A little different.
I mean, you're talking about a guy who was one of the best players in the country last year and playing a prime position. He was second rounder with Atlanta.
Here's a 3-2 to Surwick. He'll stay alive. Almost decapitate.
Lodis did play for Rome in the Sally League at 252 in 25 games last summer.
Surwick ready again, and strike 3 called. Froze him on a breaking ball, so a couple of quick outs here by Cade O'Leary.
Well, it's that one run they scored with 2 outs at FSU, got the momentum back in that dugout for the moment. And this is going to keep it in the dugout if they can get it out of this, as he takes that little 12-6 curveball over the top that freezes Surwick.
So 2 outs now for the Gator cleanup man, Carson Bowen, and he's going to get plunked. Just fights it off as that one came in and got him right off the shoulder. So the Seminoles had 2 quick outs in the top of the inning, but then a double and a single got him on the board. Florida will try to do something with 2 outs here as Cash Strayer steps in. Big 2 RBI single an inning ago. Part of that 5-run inning for the Gators, and Strayer almost gets hit.
And that hit that Strayer got is going to give him a big ball of confidence. I mean, he was just crushing it the first couple weeks of the season. You know, when you come out of high school, you're not used to playing 5 games a week. You're just not.
Mm-hmm.
And you're playing 5 games a week against the best competition you've ever faced in your life. So it will catch up to you, and then you just got to ride that wave. And that was a big hit by Strayer to get him going again.
And he had struck out in his first at-bat.
Mm-hmm.
A ball and a strike to him here. O'Leary set again, and Strayer will take that one down low.
That's one of those as a hitter, you're like, wow, I thought he was going to ring me on that one.
And Derek Malika has been calling the low strike tonight, especially on breaking balls. So now Strayer the advantage in the count, and it won't matter. Doesn't see a good pitch to hit, and a back-to-back 2-out walks here. Give the Gators a chance to answer what Florida State did in the top of the inning.
Yeah, I mean, everything's going along swimmingly. You got the run last inning. You get the pop-up, the strikeout. Then you plunk a guy and walk a guy. And now you're in trouble.
Some more action. Brody Purcell starting to get loose for Florida State as Colton Schwartz steps in. Well, the other freshmen have contributed tonight. Kendall with 2 ribbies. Strayer with 2 ribbies. Schwartz will try to do something now. He's 0 for 1 as he takes a couple of breaking balls in there for strikes. So we'll see if O'Leary gives it to him again. He does, and it's the same result. Schwartz stands there looking for 3 straight pitches, and that will do it for the Gators in the 4th inning. Couple of walks, couple of strikeouts, and 2 stranded. We'll head to the 5th, 5-3 Park. In a crowded Tuesday afternoon. Another new arm as both of these teams have run through several different arms. This is the 7th pitcher of the day, 3rd for Florida, and it's Russell Sandifer, the righty.
Yeah, kind of a small sample size you see right there, but a big opportunity here in the rivalry game against Florida State. Fastball, we'll run it up there mid-90s. Got a good sinker and a good slider to go along with it.
There you see McNeely in the background, and after a little bit of a rough start, really settled down nicely, gives up just a run in 2 2/3 innings with a walk and 3 strikeouts. McNeely threw 52 pitches, 34 strikes. And his earned run average right now sits at 2.61 on the season. Sandifer faces the top of the Seminole order. Stutzer, Sheffield, and Bailey. Combined 0 for 5 with a walk from the top of the Seminole order. And there's that good slider that Sandifer offers for strike 1. Stutzer has that walk. That started the game, also a strikeout. As that one misses to even up the count at 1-1. The righty works quick and almost plunks Stutzer with that one.
You know, it's interesting in a game of baseball today, you see this pitch is going to come up and in. Just didn't turn that pitch over. The bunt is there down 3rd if he wants it, and he's not a bad bunter.
First fastball's 96, but nowhere near.
And look at that. Well, 3-1, he'll probably swing it, but that was where the count was 1-1 and 2-1 right there, where that third baseman was playing way back.
And Sandifer a 5-pitch walk.
Yeah, and Sully's not going to wait around too much on this right here.
He's already out of the dugout. And it was the same case for Sandifer in his last outing. Threw a couple of times against High Point, but first one was a third of an inning, 7 pitches, and they got him out of there after one hitter that he walked. And then threw just 10 pitches, gave up a couple of hits. So he did not have a good weekend against High Point.
Well, he was listening intensely. So he got his word, and you could see Carson Bowen the whole time shaking his head at everything Sully was saying in agreement.
And it's almost like he works too quickly. Slow down. Body's out front, arms lagging behind. It's really no chance to throw a strike. Much more calm there, and he spins a breaking ball in there to Noah Sheffield. Sophomore is 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout. Grounded to short his last time up. Sandifer just misses with that fastball.
Talking about base running, Sheffield stole home over the weekend against Northern Kentucky.
Big lead over there for Stutzer as breaking ball misses again. Seminoles have only grounded into 7 double plays this year in their 15 games. Sheffield has done it once. And he gets a fastball right through their back pick, and they've got Stutzer in a rundown. They'll flip it to Nato. Nato back to Sandifer, who will apply the tag, and the leadoff walk is erased.
That's great teamwork right there. Bowen with a great throw on the back pick. Caught Stutzer in no man's land. And that's could be a big inning killer right there for FSU. Taking his turn is Sandifer on the rundown. Great job making the catch and putting down the tag. So great job by Bowen getting him out of that jam for now.
Count even now at 2-2. And another wide one. Sandifer keeps missing the opposite side of the plate.
Yeah, and if he walks another guy, I don't know if he's going to keep him in there.
3-2 to Sheffield. Just missed again. Sandifer thought he had him.
Sully didn't like that call. Look at the stare right there.
Well, we'll see if it's different now to Miles Bailey. Everything has been in the left-handed batter's box. You do that again, you're obviously going to hit Bailey. So he's going to have to figure out something arm side to a really good left-handed hitter, and that one much better right down the middle.
And Bailey representing the potential tie run.
See Jackson Barberi up next for the Gators, starting to get loose out in that Darren O'Day bullpen. Sandifer misses in that same spot. Bailey's 0 for 2.
And if I'm Sandifer here, I don't even worry about that runner at first base. You got the potential tie run at the plate. He's a home run guy. They're not going to be sending that guy at first base.
Slugging .826 on the year is Bailey. And he swings right over the top of that slider. Good pitch for strike 2.
Yeah, his best pitches this inning have been the slider. Might want to just keep riding that thing.
He's got Bailey in a 1-2 hole, and that one chopped towards the end of the Gator dugout. That one was more up in the zone.
Yeah, I didn't want that spot. Either go back foot or back door, but not where that pitch ended up.
Gators play Bailey to pull on the infield with the shift, but to hit Oppo in the outfield. Here's the 1-2, and it's a little up. On a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, that was around bell high, though. Sully didn't like that one either, and I know why.
It evens the count. And the Gator righty is going to get him. Sorted Bailey on a slider. And Miles strikes out for the second time tonight.
Makes him look bad on this pitch. This is the back door, actually back foot. Starts in off the plate, then breaks even in, almost hit him. Couldn't hold up. Big out right there.
So 2 outs now for the cleanup man, the freshman Kelvin Paulino. 0 for 2 tonight, as that one will miss.
That slider has nice sharp late break to it. Hard for a hitter to make the adjustment. Just got to keep that pitch down.
That one was up.
Taylor Black, Gator coach, telling the outfield no doubles, meaning just everybody back up. So the outfield, just everybody took a 2-3 steps back.
Sandifer continues to miss. Paulino a fly out and a ground out. Now goes the old Little League play. Thinking he's still 12 years old and squares the bunt. 3-0.
I've talked to umpires about that. They go, boy, we usually just call a strike when they do that unless it's incredibly obviously a ball.
I mean, what are we doing?
I don't know.
This is college. And he's taking 2 right down the middle.
I have a feeling if he didn't do that little maneuver, he might have gotten ball 4 call right there.
Yeah, it was higher than the one to Bailey. And you're not really watching the ball either. Just kind of lackadaisically.
Yeah, you're actually giving up on your eyesight for the next pitch.
So now it's 3-2, and Sandifer gets him to chop one right in front of the plate. Barehanded by the pitcher, and that'll do it. Paulino can't get it done after falling behind 3-0. And the Gators strand another runner. We're halfway through this one tonight. Florida leading at the board. 5th inning. 5 runs, 5 hits for the Gators. 2 more than the Seminoles in each category. Neither team has committed an error tonight. Alongside Nick Belmonte, Jeff Cardozo here with you. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tonight. Packed house at the ballpark. Largest of the year, as Florida and Florida State get after it once again. Bottom 3 hitters in the order for Florida this inning as Kate O'Leary is back to work. And almost sends one to the backstop to Landon Stripling, who walked his last time, grounded into a double play his first time. And this one chopped over towards Bailey. Going to be a tough play, but they execute the PFP properly. Nice job by O'Leary covering for out number 1.
Yeah, pitcher's fielding practice worked on that play. And what they were telling me about Miles Bailey, they said his first base play is much improved.
Well, here's Jacob Kendall. First pitch hacking. Bailey will just let that one go by. Kendall, big 2 RBI single just past the second baseman with 2 outs on an 0-2 pitch his last time up.
Yeah, biggest hit in his young college career.
Yeah. First against the Seminoles that he will remember. This one an easier play, and Putnam will handle it just fine for out number 2. So O'Leary has really settled this game down now, pitching well on that Seminole bullpen.
And Jeff, this is where we've seen tonight on both sides. They retire the guys twice quickly, then all the fun begins.
Yeah, been really tough to get a 1-2-3 inning tonight. Gators got one back in the 3rd inning as Nato swings through a breaking ball. Florida only sent 3 to the plate in the 2nd thanks to a double play. this could be the first true 1-2-3 inning, and it should be, as Putnam gets another chance and fires over to first in plenty of time. Nice job by Kate O'Leary in that Seminole bullpen. Quick 0 in the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll head to the 6th, still 5-3 Florida. Also happened back in the 1st inning. 5-3 game as we get ready to start the 6th. Jeremy Otter, our wonderful producer tonight. Scott Snyder directing, and a whole bunch of people here in the ballpark. Alongside Nick Belmonte, Jeff Cardozo with you.
Scott's wonderful too.
Yeah. All right. I'd like to see both of them battle it out on the golf course.
Oh yeah.
Some epic battles, just like the many in this Florida State rivalry.
Speaking of golf, can we congratulate Ricky Castillo?
Yeah.
Ex-Gator golfer, won the Puerto Rican Open, his first PGA championship.
Big win for him as Sandifer quickly gets ahead of Braden Down.
Sir J.C. Deek is very proud, Gator coach.
And he will play in TPC this weekend. Tame the island green. Nasty change up there from Sandifer. Much better start this inning than an inning ago as he gets his 2nd strikeout.
Watch this ball just dive away from the hitter.
And there in those 3 pitches, though, you saw how good Russ Sandifer can be. He was in contention to win the Sunday job here, coming in from UCF. Hunter Carnes, the hitter, walk and a strikeout for him. Mid-90s fastball, that sweeping slider and changeup that does what it did to Dowd, can be very effective. As there's a souvenir onto the berm.
And you know as well as I did, nothing's etched in stone as far as your rotation this time of year. I mean, it's a long marathon. It's anything can happen. So Sandifer could be a guy that, if need be, goes into the rotation. So this is a good outing for him.
So now the 0-2, and that one way off the plate. Yeah, it is rare to see 3 guys last in a rotation all year long. Gators did it a couple years ago with Waldrop, Sproat, and Kaggs. Here's a little blooper. That's going to be a really tough play, and Kendall's not going to be able to get there. Did get there fast enough, though, to hold Carnes to a single, but a little blooper gives Florida State a 1-out base runner.
Yeah, that's huge, keeping them to a single, keeping the double play in order here with 1 out.
That gets Eli Putnam to the plate.
You know, Putnam's a second baseman, but also he's a catcher.
Kevin O'Sullivan out to the mound again. Yeah, Putnam's a guy with 36 career homers. Transferred in from Davidson, where he just tore it up. And Kevin O'Sullivan's going to make a move. So Sandifer finishes up with 30 pitches. 16 of them were strikes, and Jackson Barberi will now enter the ball game. We'll give you his numbers on the other side. Strikeout and a single. First 2 hitters here in the top of the 6th inning. So Jackson Barberi now comes in the game with a runner on first for his 7th appearance.
Yeah, and Barberi really coming into his own. I mean, a guy that can hit triple digits with his fastball. Slider vastly improved, just wipeout stuff. And a guy that's going to be counted on heavily by Kevin O'Sullivan this year going forward.
He's coming off his worst outing. Barberi has only given up 4 earned runs all year, and he gave up 3, allowing 3 hits to High Point in a loss over the weekend. First pitch here is breaking ball down low for ball 1. You look at a lot of these guys now. Barberi, you know, again, he's going to get it up there 98, 99 if he's on tonight, as Putnam takes that one down low. But it's almost, to me, it looks like they're just too chill. Like he just so relaxed and smooth and easy. Well, that's the way it is now, as that one is fouled off.
I see what you're saying. I mean, I remember, just a lot of pitchers through the years. They get the ball and you just see like
fire-breathing dragons.
Exactly, steam coming out of their ears.
As they come in the game, especially in big situations in this type of rivalry. And Barberi misses again, so.
At a hundy.
Yeah, 3 of the first 4 wide. This is a part of the order that has done all the damage for the Seminoles tonight. As Barberi gets that one in there. First 5 hitters do not have base hits. And then each of the last 4 hitters in the order have a hit. Here's Barberi's 3-2, and it's wide.
See where that last pitch was. It's a ball.
Just off the plate. So Putnam's been on base all 3 times. And the Seminoles have the tying run at first base for Will Bavaro. Third baseman singled his last time up as he takes a breaking ball for a strike.
Yeah, a little slider, get me over slider right there, and now go to work.
Bavaro, just a freshman. Caps that one. Foul for strike 2.
So 2 off speed. So he's slowed down the bat right there. Let's see if he can just blow one by him with a fastball. Now, if he does, it would have to be off the plate, outer third, or up high above the hands.
Well off the plate. Bavaro lays off of it.
Steady diet of breaking balls.
Yeah, his single was on a fastball on the first pitch he saw from McNeely to drive in a run back in the 4th.
I'd go fastball here.
They do, and Bavaro gets a piece of 100 again.
And needless to say, you're going to be slow on 100, but after 3 in a row sliders, you're definitely going to be behind on a pitch like that. That was a great job just fouling that pitch off. You got to tip your cap to Bavaro right there.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of really good at-bats from freshmen tonight. On this stage. So Barberi back to it for the 1-2 pitch, and Bavaro does not chase that one at 100.
Yeah, and that pitch right there, out of the hand, it's an easy take, and that's not what you want in that scenario if you're going to try to get him to chase. Got to get a little bit closer out of the hand.
So it's 2-2, and that one outside again, ball 3.
It was outside, but Bowen almost got him that call by framing it.
Well, if you look at where Malika sets up, he is way on the inner part of the plate. Right underneath the hands of the right-handed hitters. And time now called by the freshman.
Yeah, let's look at that last pitch. Let's see where it is. It looked like it was off the plate, and then Bowen tried to bring it back and steal the call here. Well, definitely a good call. It was definitely off the plate.
So 3 balls, 2 strikes, only an out here in the inning, and he got him. 99, and Bavaro swings right through it for the second out of the inning.
Lull him asleep with the breaker and then just come with the cheese. Gasolina. Right down the middle.
Well, Cal Fisher's turn in the 9-hole. Shortstop had a huge hit to drive in a couple to get Florida State on the board. And he's tardy on 99. No homers this year, but 13 ribbies. For the Wisconsin native.
From Deerfield.
And another fastball right by him.
One thing I know about Deerfield, they do not have traffic lights in that city.
Really?
Yeah. It's true.
Tough to learn to drive.
Or easy, depending on how you look at it.
When you go somewhere else, it's difficult. Here's the 0-2. Difficult again as some high ched. 1-0-1 on the radar gun. And Barberi gets a couple of strikeouts with a couple of guys on base as Barberi climbs the ladder here, and no chance for Cal Fisher.
Well, there's traffic on the bases, but no traffic on that swing right there. Gators get out of it, maintain the lead, 5-3.
See how quickly, even from way out there, 101 looks like, as Jackson Barberi got up there 99 to 101 that inning. Not sure if Brody Purcell can get it that high, but the California native will get the chance.
Yeah, I tell you, he transferred from USC. He was actually second team All Big Ten a year ago, over the top with that fastball that he'll run up there 93. It's a lot of ride on it. And, you know, talking to Link Jarrett, he said, hey, this is a guy in our rotation or in our staff that we need to get going. Because they brought him in for this purpose. He had really good numbers a year ago. 2.11 ERA at USC.
Face the top of the Gator order, and Kyle Jones will twirl away from one. Yeah, just 10 earned runs in 42 innings with 51 strikeouts. Opponents hit just $177 last year off of him as a sophomore. But he's wide with the first two. Gators do not have a hit since Kendall's 2 RBI single back in the third inning. As Jones takes a strike there. They have had 3 base runners, 3 walks. Jones has a hit tonight. Line drive into left field. As a leadoff man in inning 2, this is where he has really shined. A .471 average. But he's going to take a breaking ball and head back to the dugout. Every strikeout tonight for Florida State pitching has been looking. 6 backward Ks.
That's a 12-6 pitch. It just catches the corner.
Here's Lawson. 0 for 1 tonight with a couple of walks as he takes strike 1. Average dropped 7 points after he popped up to the third baseman his last time up. And a good change up there to get Lawson way off balance for strike 2.
Yeah, these are good pitches. I mean, this is a guy that they're going to be counting on. Only thrown 3 1/3 innings this year coming in.
Try to get him with a fastball in. A lot of teams have done that to Lawson. They look at the high hands and how close he is to the plate, think they can sneak fastballs in there under the hands. But they couldn't sneak that one by. Deep out to right center field. Sheffield trying to get there to the wall. Bye baseball. Lawson continues to hit homers this week. That is his 9th of the year. 1 shy of what he had all of last year, and Florida now leads it 6-3.
You cannot make a mistake to this guy. The high hands is great because that's where he sets them, and then He goes down and gets this pitch. Watch this, a little bit down with the knees and barrels it up. Gators needed that.
So Lawson is now homered 7 times in the last 10 games.
Had 10 a year ago total.
And now Surowick. That one a mile high. Miles Bailey will try to run it down, but he won't be able to get there.
Kind of gave up on it.
Yeah.
That ball stayed in. You know, he used to make that play here all the time. It was great out. Jack Caglione. We saw him make some amazing plays with his back to home plate, chasing down foul balls.
Yeah. And Jack will take on Team USA tonight.
Yeah.
WBC as Team Italy, who was undefeated. Good breaking ball there.
Yeah, I actually helped get a guy on the Team Italy team, a kid Dominic Carnelli from Creighton. Ex-Creighton player, played independent ball a year ago.
Sweet. And that was a sweet breaking ball there by Purcell. He gets Surowick to strike out for the second time.
Young man's name actually is Cardellini. And here's a pitch right here that the bottom just falls right out of.
So strikeout, homer, strikeout. See if Bowen can keep the pattern going. But he takes an off-speed pitch at the knees for strike one. A lot of movement on everything that Purcell throws. Bowen has been on base all 3 times tonight. And he will go the other way, but not enough oomph on it as Sheffield will drift over and a couple of steps shy of the track. He will haul it in. But that guy right there will go grab his glove after trotting around the bases for the 9th time this year on this sweet swing out to right center field. Gators up 6-3 as we head to 7th tonight in just 2 innings. But a bigger crooked number in the 3rd is why Florida leads at 6-3. First of 3 matchups between Florida and Florida State. Seminoles lead the all-time series by 6 more wins. There was even a tie way back when. Link Jarrett 4-5 all-time since he has taken over. Kevin O'Sullivan 37 wins, 23 losses to Florida State over the years.
Yeah, this is the 24th game that Sully has coached in Gainesville against FSU, and he's going for his 20th win. It would make him 20-4 in home games in his career. That's crazy.
I would say that's good.
Yeah.
Good breaking ball by Barberi to start things off this inning, and another high heater.
So you got a 6-3 game. Job number 1 here is you want to get at least one of the first 2 hitters out, so Miles Bailey, their big power guy, doesn't come up as the potential tie run.
And Stutzer will head back to the dugout after 3 pitches.
Well, job 1 accomplished.
So Barberi has struck out the last 3 Seminoles he's faced.
Well, it's a nice run coming back. Bowen helps with the frame.
And the punch out there by Derek Malika.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. Umpires only punch guys out when it's a call third.
Sheffield's first pitch hacking.
Last time I saw Sheffield's dad, he went in the Hall of Fame, the State Hall of Fame in Pensacola with the great Mick Hubert.
That's right.
And I was there on hand. Honored to be asked to go.
98 at the knees.
Roy Jones Jr. also went in on that night.
Wow.
How about that?
Mick should ask to fight him. 0-2 pitch off the plate.
I got a souvenir cup of that night, and it's got Sheffield, Mick Hubert, and Roy Jones Jr., and it does look like it's a fight between Mick and Roy Jones Jr. on the cup.
Great stuff. 1-2 pitch is off the plate.
Scott Strickland was there that night. Mark Wise was there to accompany him. Lee McGriff.
Awesome. There's another awesome pitch. 97, and these Florida State hitters not really sure what to do right now against Jackson Barberi.
Well, he is the possessor of the 100-mile-an-hour fastball, just rears back and blows it by Sheffield for out number 2. So now you don't have to worry about the power guy tying this thing up, at least not this inning.
Well, Bailey has struck out in 2 of his 3 at-bats tonight as Barberi misses with a changeup.
I always talk about power hitters, J.D. Drew and all. J.D. Drew, we were talking about his base running. He was the only player that I remember to hit 30 home runs and stole 30 bases in college baseball. Quite a feat.
Yeah, he put a lot of dents in that circus in Tallahassee over the years.
There's a lot of guys that did that, yeah. Back when I was playing, a guy named Bill Daniel, who from Yazoo City, Mississippi, played for Woody Woodward and Knowles back then. And then, of course, Terry Kennedy. And then, of course, the Ledbetter years.
Oh, yeah.
Home runs off that circus tent.
That one got a piece of Carson Bowen, so Jarrett Swime, Florida's athletic trainer, will go give it a look. That got him on the wrist, it looked like. Foul tip, and then right on the edge of the wrist there.
You know, Gators done a nice job with Cole Stanford, of course, Bowen, and then J.J. Malzone, we haven't even seen yet. It's a guy there.
Yeah, should be back in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. So Gators look like they're in good stead behind the plate as there's timeout now.
Kevin O'Sullivan has talked about that, trying to have a third catcher, because if they want to play Bowen at first base and then something happens to Stanford, then you would lose the DH at the time, putting him back behind the plate because you didn't have a third catcher, although that would be pitcher's dream, of course, because then the pitcher would have to hit.
What could go wrong there?
Here's a 3-1, and Barberi catches the corner with a changeup. How about that? A 3-1 changeup.
Now just a straight challenge. See if he can get him that way.
Barberi ready, and he got him. 5 straight strikeouts as he sends down Stutzer, Sheffield, and Bailey in order here in the top of the 7th inning. And it's time to stretch at the Condren Ballpark. Jackson Barberi dominating over these last couple of innings.
Well, we see Barberi at his best right here. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to the big guy. Gators on top. We played 6.5.
Center field, he did it. The 9-hole hitter comes through. The Gators have batted around and put 5 on the scoreboard here in the inning. Couldn't sneak that one by. 5-5 baseball. Lawson happy there, and Jared Green put all that together for you. Appreciate him, a part of our great crew tonight, as the Gators lead it 6-3. But he's stretched out, ready to settle in for the final couple of innings here, where you see that 3rd inning, Gators had 5 singles. They scored their 5 runs. A lot of walks by both of these teams, 7 for each squad, but Seminoles just haven't been able to hit with guys on base tonight, just 2 for 10. And that is the difference as Cash Strayer steps in for the 4th time. 1 for 2 with a walk. 2 RBI single back in the 3rd inning. And he sends that one out to deep center field, but to the deepest part of the park, and Dowd will drift back and snag it for out number 1.
Dowd did something that you rarely see anymore that I really like. He caught the ball with 2 hands.
It is crazy how much you don't see that anymore.
Good catching mechanics in center field by Dowd. So hats off to him.
Well, here's Colton Schwartz. He's seen a lot of those tonight. Breaking balls, and he has looked at a bunch of them, striking out looking the last 2 times. And does it again on back-to-back breaking balls. Well, I think you just guess like crazy you're getting another one. And he did, but Purcell not even close with it. Ernesto Lugo Canchola starting to warm up now in the Gator bullpen. And a fastball to Schwartz that time and stays alive. Barberi has got 5 outs and all of them were strikeouts as that breaking ball misses. A lot of scouts here tonight impressed with what they're seeing by both of these teams. And Schwartz gets a hold of that one hard out to left. Stutzer trying to get there, and he will. A leaping catch on the edge of the warning track to rob Schwartz of his first hit against the Seminoles.
That play looked just like the one he made in the first inning against Kyle Jones, where he leaves his feet. And that little nook there fools a lot of the opposition, the way it comes in and then jets out a little bit. We've seen players in the past have trouble negotiating that corner.
He had his sunglasses on for that first one against Jones. Well, 7 innings later, of course, not, but it looks cool having him on the hat behind him. Here's Stripling looking for his first hit tonight. 0 for 2 with a walk. Swings through that fastball.
Now you can see where this kid's a pretty good pitcher.
Yeah, just made the one mistake to Lawson, gotten everybody else out.
He went to J. Sarah High School in California. You know what the J stands for?
Jeffrey?
J. Sarah Catholic. That's your Junipero.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. That one right down the heart of the plate, and Stripling knew it.
There's a lot of Junipero Serra stuff in the San Diego area.
Three-two pitch to Stripling, goes the other way, but right to the third baseman Bavaro, and no problem throwing across, and the Gators quickly go down 1-2-3 in the 7th. So we'll head to the 8th. Florida still holding a 6-3 lead. Well, Jackson Barberi came in a couple of innings ago and he just mowed down Florida State. Got 5 outs, all of them via the strikeout, including a 101-mile-an-hour fastball. And there he gets Miles Bailey. Bailey's got the hat trick tonight. And Barberi, after 30 pitches, will sit down and give way to lefty senior Ernesto Lugo Canchola.
Yeah, and he's just been a godsend in his Gator staff because he just does a little bit of everything, and he can give you 2 innings, 3 innings. He's a great setup guy. What a great demeanor. 4 walks and 21 strikeouts in the 14 innings. And it was funny, he had gone along and he had not given up, but his first 17 hitters didn't get on base, and then when they finally did, it was a strikeout that got away from the catcher. And that's
a wild pitch.
Yeah. But he's been unbelievable since he's been in. I mean, he's a guy that's 88 to 92. He's not going to blow you away that way, but he's got that short little arm action. The slider is the key for him, though.
And we had talked about Barberi's demeanor, just kind of chill and nonchalant.
Not this guy.
No, complete opposite with the emotion, and he's going to give up a leadoff liner into center field. Kelvin Paulino had been 0 for 3, but he jumps all over a first pitch fastball. And the leadoff man on for Florida State here in the 8th.
Well, they're running out of outs. They got 6 left, and they're down 3. So first order of business, we talk about it, is try to get up there with the tying run to the plate. They're one hitter away from doing that.
Now Braden Down, the center fielder, for the left-on-left matchup. And Canchola will miss with a breaking ball.
You know, they have a guy on their bench that's going through concussion protocol, Brody DeLamiere, and that's a big bat that they're missing.
Yeah, several guys hurt for Florida State tonight, as he's able to hold his swing on that breaking ball.
Dowd's another USC guy. Hit a couple of home runs just the other day against Northern Kentucky, did Dowd.
There's a strike. And 5 of the 8 outings so far for Lugo Canchola did not give up a hit. It was only giving up 1 earned run all year. And a good job by Dowd to lay off of that breaking ball. So one more wide one puts the tying run at the plate.
Yeah, and now it's going to get intense.
Good fastball there to bring the count full. Yeah, it looked like Dowd might have been taken no matter what.
Canchola to transfer from Northwest Nazarene in Idaho.
Here comes a 3-2 pitch, and he got him. Froze him on a fastball. 92 at the knees, and nice job by Lugo Canchola to bounce back from falling behind in the count.
I'm not sure what he was looking for with a 3-2 pitch, but that was right down the middle.
6 of the last 7 Seminoles have now struck out. The only one to not is Paulino, who gets his 1-out lead now from first base. Here's the catcher, Hunter Carnes, and he can't get that breaking ball for strike 1. Carnes singled his last time up, a little blooper out into shallow left, but he's nowhere near that breaking ball for strike 2. Couple of back-to-back bendas from the lefty.
See Carnes just shake his head there as he gets back in the box, not knowing what's coming.
Did get a piece of that one. It's going to be a long run again for Kendall. Lawson going out too, and the Gators shortstop can't get it. So it's going to be another blooper for Carnes. And I'm not sure about the communication there. They'll give it a hit, but it should have been Kendall's ball coming in.
No doubt about it. Plenty of time for the outfielder to call him off. You don't want your shortstop making that play with his back all the way to home plate, running full speed like that. You can see Kendall he had to pull up, and he was still close. So like you said, miscommunication there.
Yeah,
because Lugo Canchola made the pitch.
Kendall should have called him off, and here comes now Kevin O'Sullivan. You've got the guy with 36 career homers coming to the plate, and Eli Putnam.
He's already made the call.
And you can see Lawson saying something with his glove there. So Lugo Canchola, bad luck, as should have had the second out of the inning. Said Kevin O'Sullivan goes to the bullpen, and if you thought you saw some gas from Jackson Barberi, wait till you see this guy. Josh Reitner coming into the game. We'll tell you about him. Josh Reitner has been pitching. Certainly doesn't look like a freshman of late. This will be appearance number 7.
And you talk about power arm. This guy's got it. We've seen him hit triple digits. They have not scored a run against him in 7 1/3 innings. 10 strikeouts, 3 walks, and it is power. Slider he will throw, and we've seen it. We've seen the slider go to 94, along with a fastball that's at least triple digits. So Command's going to be the key, but he has been outstanding.
Yeah, he had a couple of walks in just a third of an inning against Stetson in his second appearance of the year. But since then, just one walk over the next 4 appearances.
He'd only given up 2 hits in those 4.
And 8 strikeouts. And there you see the heater 98 right through there for strike 1. Putnam has been on base all 3 times tonight. And he's quickly in an 0-2 hole. And there's that slider.
Yeah, he's looking fastball. He drops a 92 slider in on him.
He doubled back in the 4th inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Way off the plate with that slider.
How many guys like Putnam? He's a catcher and second baseman. What comes to mind when you hear that? I think of one guy, Craig Biggio. That's about it. Started out as a catcher.
That he did. 1-2 pitch. See ya. Slider again, 92, and Putnam strikes out for the first time tonight.
He's on his way back. He probably said, I hope you got a good night's sleep. I mean, once he started, it's just so hard to stop because you're trying to get out ahead of that fastball if you can. And then when he throws off speed, it's very difficult to hold up.
And the pitch was never a strike. And here's the guy that Nick mentioned earlier. And Brody Delamalier is going to pinch hit. And he's got a lot of pop in that right-handed bat. Delamalier 3 homers and just 19 at-bats this year. Seminoles certainly need one of those.
Yeah, I think the last game he played was a week ago against Jacksonville, and he had a home run in that game.
Been in and out of the lineup with a concussion as that slider misses.
You know, that name sounds familiar. A couple things. His cousin Blake played for Jacksonville, and also one of his relatives, Joe Delamalier, part of the electric company of the Buffalo Bills back in the day. He's in the Buffalo Bills Hall of Fame. Great offensive lineman.
Yeah, he was playing a lot. He and another teammate collided, and he had to go through concussion protocol after that. Came back and did well in that Jacksonville game, hit the homer, and then afterwards felt a little woozy, so put him back in. And he's just able to pop out now, and he's in there in a huge spot. And there's back to the fastball, 99. So Reitner missed with a couple of sliders and then gets the fastball by him. Delamalier's hitting for Bavaro, who was 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. So Reitner ready again, and back to the fastball. It's fouled off again at 99.
Well, a couple ways you can go here. If you're going to throw that slider at 94, you got to throw the same one you threw to Putnam. Outer third away where he's sitting on fastball and he won't be able to hold up on it, and he'll chase it, or you just try to blow him away with a fastball over the hands.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and that'll do it.
There it is.
Slider that was nasty. And back-to-back strikeouts by Josh Reitner. Strands a couple of Florida State base runners and try to hit that.
Yeah, good luck to you on that one. Gators get it done again. Reitner right to the point.
Throw out bedtime when it's Florida and Florida State. Stay up all night to be a part of this thing. And another good one. Each team with 6 hits, but the Gators lead in the run department 6-3. Florida State will go to the bullpen once again. Another California native, and a big one at that. 6'6" righty Cole Stokes.
You know, you're going to probably watch some MLB games in the next few days, and you're going to say, I'm not sure I've seen as many guys that could throw 98 to 100 as much as I saw in the FSU Florida game. This is another guy that could get it up there and touch triple digits. Good life on that fastball. The slider is good. Command is going to be the key for him, but Stokes can run it up there as well.
Went to Oregon last year And he played for the former Gator assistant coach, Mark Wazakowski. That one 99. And that easy coming out of the hand of Jacob Kendall. And that one right through there again at 99 miles an hour. Appeared in 24 games last year. He's 1-2 with a couple of saves, an earned run average of just over 3. Here's the slider.
See, and there's the difference too when we talk about how Reitner's so special. That slider was good. It's at 85. Reitner's like 9 miles an hour faster.
Yeah. There's a fastball that Kendall gets a piece of. Stokes' issue this year has been the walks. He's walked 6 in 4 1/3 innings. Kendall digs back in, and a good slider there. Backdoored him. And it's another strikeout looking tonight for this Seminole pitching staff. All but one of their strikeouts have been looking.
Yep, the back door looks like a ball. He gives up on it, catches the outside corner. That's a good pitch. You got to be fighting those and fouling those pitches off. He's going to widen the zone with 2 strikes.
Here's the 9-hole hitter, Justin Nadeau. Nadeau looking for his first hit tonight. Walked back in the 4th inning. A couple of ground outs otherwise. .99 again.
Yeah, if he wasn't throwing this hard, I think Nadeau might try to lay one down, but not at 100.
And there it is again, but that one just off the plate, and that one did hit 100. So we've seen 2 guys touch triple digits tonight.
Yeah, and a third
at 99.
99. There you go.
That one all the way to the backstop.
I mean, college baseball in this state is unbelievable. The talent. Of course, this kid here is from California, but just these teams and what they're able to bring out here.
The Stokes behind in the count 3-1, but he'll spin that slider in there to bring the count full. Good pitch. Look at that, a 3-1 slider, the 9-hole guy with 1 hit all year. That, to everybody watching, is what you need to do to pitch at this level. And there's another slider. And that's where it certainly changed so much. I mean, that's why guys are effective, be able to throw any pitch, any count.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's all these pitching labs that are out there, drive line and stuff like that, where guys are just out there throwing, getting their velo up.
And another slider will knock out Nadeau.
The kid from Redondo Beach, surfing it up there. Good slider.
Did you ever surf down in Miami back in the day? Or
all over beach. Didn't go well.
Kyle Jones, top of the order. A hit in 4 trips tonight for the Gator leadoff man. He's trying to get his 11th multi-hit game of the year already. His 10 already lead the Gators. Stokes ready. There's the heater. And he's 1 pitch away from having to face Lawson, who lurks in the on-deck circle. And he'll have to face him now after the 2-out walk.
The dreaded 2-out walk. We've talked about it a lot. Somehow it finds its way on the scoring ledger.
So this will be a fun matchup for all the scouts in attendance tonight. There are a ton of them, more than 20
Now, a couple things Kevin O'Sullivan has got to contend with here. Does you send Jones? If you do that, maybe they just put Lawson on.
Breaking ball in there for a strike.
He's pretty quick to the plate. 1-2-8 on that pitch, and that wasn't even a fastball. So that's advantage defense when you're that quick to the plate. That's his delivery time from the time he starts his windup to the time it hits the catcher's mitt.
That one hit the bull. So Jones will go and almost get thrown out. It's a nice job by Carnes, who played the ricochet properly. But the wild pitch will put a Gator runner in scoring position.
But now does Link Jarrett put Lawson on? I think he should.
I would agree with you.
It's just that ricochet brought that thing back so quick, it made it close. Well, they're going to pitch to him. Not sure I agree with that.
Another one almost to the backstop.
Well, like Jared said, okay, if he's going to get it, he's going to hit my guy's 99-mile-an-hour fastball.
And he doesn't go after the 89-mile-an-hour changeup.
Uh-oh. Well, he ends up walking him anyway, so he didn't give in. But now Michael Posey, the pitching coach, is going out to the mound, and they got somebody up. Let's see what they end up doing here.
So 2 strikeouts, but then 2 walks.
And Micah Posey, that name sounds familiar. It is no relation to Buster.
Correct. He's in his 3rd year. Did play at Florida State. Graduated in 2011. You see Gabe Nard. Serwick has struck out his last 2 times up. Gators have struck out 9 times tonight offensively. But Florida pitching has struck out 15 Seminoles. And that one high again.
So how important is this extra run here? Well, makes it a 4-run lead if you can get it. Makes you slam proof. That's why it's an important get if the Gators can get a 2-out RBI.
And Miles Bailey would be the 4th hitter to hit in the 9th inning, so that would get the 3 previous on.
Or he wouldn't be able to beat you.
Yep. Serwick right back up the gut, but it's right where Putnam was playing. He bobbles it, recovers though, and he will win the foot race to the bag just before Lawson got there. So that will retire the side, and Florida strands 2 more runners. Well, we've made it to the 9th. Back and forth ball game. And Josh Reichner will try to get the final 3 outs.
Yes, I got you.
He has faced 2 hitters and struck out both of them, with a couple of guys on base. So now he tries to get 9, 1, and 2 as Kevin O'Sullivan and crew look to beat the Seminoles yet again.
Three big outs to get. They're always the hardest.
First one is inside the 9-hole hitter. Cal Fisher, the shortstop. Singled in his first at bat and got the Seminoles on the board. They led 2-0 at that time back in the 6th inning. When you look at the great history of both of these schools, as that one catches the corner, the biggest influence for Kevin O'Sullivan in this series from 2015 to 2019, Gators won 16 of 17 games to really even this thing up, and nothing's even when Reitner's throwing. It's just unfair as he gets his 3rd straight strikeout.
This is just power arm, the slider. I mean, most guys don't throw, would be like a cutter at that speed. He throws a slider at 93. That one was 91.
Top of the order, and that one at 100. So now our 3rd guy tonight that's hit 100. Puts John Stutzer in an 0-1 hole. That one a little up.
What I've noticed, and I've talked about this the last couple of times we've seen, is how free and easy this 100-mile-an-hour fastball is. He's not a max effort guy. He just kind of gets it going.
And he did it again. Gators have 16 strikeouts tonight as a staff. It's only been 1 inning all game that they didn't get a strikeout.
And here's another thing about Reitner. When he's got it going like this, he doesn't give you a minute to breathe. I mean, he gets the ball and he goes, and you're already in your minds going, wow, I don't know what's coming other than 100.
Well, there's 100. 4 up, 4 down, all via the strikeout. And the Gators 1 out away from a W.
Your mind doesn't get a chance to clear. You're getting 100 back-to-back pitches. He's just rearing back, and you can see how late he is on the swing. This is just total dominance.
Noah Sheffield, the last hope for the Seminoles. And Reitner's first pitch is 100 again. Sheffield just up there trying to hack at it.
The rate he's going, the adrenaline, he may hit 102 by the time this thing's over.
Good tempo, good pace.
Well,
and 101.
There's 101.
And it's 1-1 on the count. Sheffield got a piece of that one. But the Seminoles now down to their last strike. Crowd comes to their feet here at the Condren Ballpark. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Reitner's pitch is going to sit him down again. 93 nastiness, 5 up, 5 down, all via the strikeout. And Kevin O'Sullivan and the Gators take game 1 of this 3-game series, and Florida has now won 25 of the last 33 meetings with Florida State, and they're 20-4 here at home against the Seminoles.
Yeah, total dominance by Kevin O'Sullivan, and this series means a lot to him. And you can tell the players, a lot of them are playing for this for the first time, and you can see the smiles on their faces getting that big win here today. That's a big win, but you got to turn around. You got South Carolina SEC play starts on Friday, but what they did tonight, very special.
Well, and I think it's a big bounce back too, because certainly there was a lot of negativity. Florida was top 10 in the polls, and you drop 2 out of 3 at home and have to fight back to win that Sunday game. But all of a sudden, the national perspective is they're not very good. They drop all the way to almost out of the polls, to 23. Yeah. So you know Kevin O'Sullivan, who we see smiling there, has to really like the way his team responded.
Yeah, they really did. And you know, they look at the polls, they say, look, it's very, you know, subjective. We're just playing our game. They don't let that bother them. But I'll tell you, there could have been a little chip on their shoulder tonight going out there and saying, hey, look, we're playing Florida State, our big rival. Look, you and I played in this series. We know how big this is.
Sure.
Any win against FSU when you're a Gator is a big win.
Yeah, it certainly is. So the Gators get 6 runs on 6 hits. Neither team committed an error. Seminoles get 3 runs, a couple of them early, but Florida State did not score after the 5th inning, and Gators able to close it out thanks to this guy, as Josh Reitner joins us now here on the broadcast. Dude, we're up here in the booth, but don't strike us out. Like, you just turn around and throw some chet up here and knock us out. Just a heck of an outing. 5 guys you faced. You're just rearing back and doing your thing. How special was that?
I mean, obviously being a redshirt freshman, I got to watch all these games last year, so it's just different being out there now. And obviously the atmosphere here tonight and just the rival we have, I don't know, it was something different tonight.
Yeah, you got to play FSU there, Josh, and shut the door on them. How much does that mean to the team to win another game in this big rivalry?
Oh, it means so much, especially after, a tough weekend for the boys. It feels so good to come out here and, compete and win this game.
Yeah, I got to ask you a question, because I said this to Jeff a couple weeks ago. I've never seen a 194-mile-an-hour slider from a Gator pitcher, and I've been doing this a long time. When did you start throwing sliders at that speed?
Honestly, coming back from Tommy, it just kind of like continued my progression and stuff, and then the velocity just started picking up, and then when I got here and started pitching in games, it started being like a bullet, and I was like, all right, let's ride with it.
Well, there's such a confidence too when it comes to pitching. I know your second outing, you walked a couple against Stetson, but really since then you've been lights out. Did anything change mindset-wise, or is just now getting more comfortable being on the mound?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I was definitely amped up for my first outing, and I kind of just took a step back, and I was like, all right, I competed in the fall really well and stuff, so I just kind of went back to that, and everything seems to be flowing right now. Well,
it gets real this week. I know you guys are really excited to start SEC play. You were around it last year. You know the 10-week grind, so best of luck in running through that gauntlet.
Thank you.
All right, that is Josh Reitner. He has 5 strikeouts, part of the 18 strikeouts the Gator pitching staff had tonight. So a big win for Florida as they beat Florida State again. For our producer, Jeremy Otter, our director, Scott Snyder, all the great crew, my partner, Nick Belmonte, I am Jeff Cardozo. SEC play this weekend. Come join us on Friday night at the Condren Ballpark.